Hey entrepreneurs, it's AJ and welcome back to Business as Unusual, practical motivation during uncertain times. Today's topic is COVID safe. The Australian government last night released their contact tracing app, COVID Safe, and today the Australian public's just gone batshit crazy over this thing. And oh my God, I cannot believe the level of ignorance and the level of naivety of people out there. And just look, what we're really talking about here is trust, a lack of trust in the government. Do you trust the government to do the right thing? Do you trust the government to look after you? And it would appear, no, right? But in all fairness, the reason why the government has a bad reputation when it comes to trust is because over the past few years, they've really screwed up their technology projects. And as a result, the trust in government delivering something like this is beyond low, right? So look, fair enough. But here's the thing. This project was not birthed under the same circumstances as all those other projects. This was genuinely birthed during the process of crisis innovation. And during crisis innovation, all the traditional procedures and policies and all that, well, you can't get access to them because it's all about the results, it's all about the outcomes. So this whole project, you can't compare it to everything else the government has done. This is a really different project. And as a result, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but they've actually appeared to have paid attention to trust issues and data privacy and security issues. And the reason why I say this is there's been two major developments within the creation of this app that I find remarkable. And it's never been done before. The first thing is drawing up specific legislation so that any data generated from this has to be, it cannot be misused. So you can't sell it to third parties. You can't even get access to it unless you're a healthcare professional. So no law enforcement agencies can get access to it. So it's really interesting. Okay, so that's the first thing they've done. The second thing they've done is that they're going to release the source code so that anyone can go and have a look and see how this thing works. And that just blows my mind, right? The level of transparency of this thing, like, wow. Now, full disclaimer, the government is in the process of legislating and they haven't released the source code yet. And those two things will eventually happen. But a developer on Twitter went in and reverse engineered the whole app and gave his independent comments. And I read those and I found it remarkable. The government is actually doing something what they said they'd do. Again, crisis innovation, right? So I find it remarkable how all these people are just up in arms over this thing saying, the government's not going to get my data, mate. You know, well, okay. Or the government's not going to trace me, my location. You know, first of all, it's not really about location tracking, right? So go watch my video on what contact tracing actually is. A link is below. And I'll also link to that third-party developer that's gone and reverse engineered the source code so you can read their exact comments. And look, yes, there is a lot of techno-babble in there, but look, at the end of the day, if you're smart enough to realize what he's actually saying, it's basically that, yeah, it's secure as best as can be. And I was on Twitter again today, and I found this brilliant quote by Adam Lau. And Adam sums this up perfectly, and I'm just going to read it out to you because I do not want another repeat of my Virgin scandal calling the CEO a different name. So let me get this correct, right? So Adam says, I can't help but feel that opposition to COVID safe mainly stems from vastly overestimating the level of privacy and freedom we think we enjoy under ordinary conditions. He summed it up perfectly, right? Look, our data is not really that secure. Like, we make mistakes, or not really mistakes. We trade a lot of privacy for convenience, okay? So all these apps that you download on your phone, you don't really know what data they're generating or where they're going or what's happening with all that unless you read the terms and conditions of all these things, right? And nobody got time for that. So look, what I'm trying to say here is that make up your own mind about this thing. Don't be such a cynic. Do not let your mistrust of the government's previous failures cloud your judgment on this new app. Go up and make up your own mind. And I'm not telling you to go and download it. I'm not telling you not to download it. I'm just saying go make up your own mind and stop being cynical about this. Be skeptical, not cynical. And the reason why I say this is that every single citizen wants a level of innovation and change, positive change brought about to public services, right? We all want that. We all want that progress. We want real, tangible change. But we are constantly let down, okay? But this is an opportunity for us to get that change. I mean, getting this app and using this app, we need 40% of the population. So it's around about 25 million people here in Australia today. So we need about 10 million people to download it. And already at the time of filming, 1.2 million people have downloaded it, which is great. But we need so much more. We need 40% of the population to really make this work for us. And that means basically restrictions will be still imposed upon us until we play ball, I guess. So please go out there and make up your own mind and decide for yourself. And one of the tools that I use on stage to help people sort of make the right decisions is that I use a decision matrix that I learned from a colleague, another innovation speaker of mine, Jason Clark. And he uses this thing on stage as well. So I've taken it and slightly modified it. So let me run you through the decision matrix that you've got in front of you today. And I hope it sort of elevates your thinking around this. So let's go have a look. So here's the matrix here. And the government has choices, okay? They can choose to present it as a genuine opportunity, or they could choose to, it's just spin. Let's spin this and get people hooked, okay? And you've got a choice about this too. You can have a closed mind and think, the government's just up to its old tricks. Or you can have an open mind and say, okay, I'm really going to look at this. And these are the consequences of your choice. So let's say you have a closed mind and the government has, this is basically government spin. So the result of that is you get to tell people, I told you so, right? You get to rub it in everyone's faces. If that is important to you, then go ahead and do that, okay? But if you have a closed mind, and this is a genuine opportunity to really think about innovative culture and really support that culture of innovation, then you've missed the boat, haven't you? You're contributing to an extension of these rules, of these regulations that, prevent us from going about things as normal again, okay? It's going to take a lot longer. So you have to accept that, okay? You missed the boat. Now, let's say that you keep an open mind and this was complete spin from the government. Well, then you're going to be disappointed, aren't you? And, I think many people out there have been disappointed and, that's what it is. But let's say you keep an open mind and this is a genuine opportunity for innovation and progress. In that case, you get to be part of making a difference. And this thing would make a difference to a lot of healthcare workers out there. They've been working tirelessly over the last few months to keep themselves safe and the rest of us safe by treating all these patients. And this app, according to their own words, and I'll put the link down to the thread there so you can go ahead and read it as well, they would really appreciate it if people downloaded this app and sort of stop the spread of this disease. And that's another way to look at this thing. So these are your options, people. And really go out there, make an informed decision. Don't have a closed mind over this. Really go out there, keep your mind open, be a skeptic, verify everything for yourself and see how this thing actually works. Again, links to resources that'll help you are down below. So go ahead and make up your own mind. The last thing I want to say is we all want innovation, we all want change, and we all want progress, right? But we often forget that that comes with a certain type of culture. And the culture that we are used to here in Australia is like, no one must make a mistake. If you make a mistake, you'll be chastised for the rest of your life. That's not how innovation works. We need to give people the freedom and the flexibility to go out there and make mistakes and support them when they do. Now, this happens within certain organizations, and I would put to you, why can't it happen to government? Why can't we be more supportive of government, whoever they may be? So that's a few things to think about today. All right, entrepreneurs, that's me done. I hope this serves you well and make up your own mind whether to download and use the app. I'm not saying do it. I'm not saying don't. I'm just saying go out there and make up your own mind, all right? All right, entrepreneurs, that's me done. Whatever happens in business and in life, I wish you nothing but success. My name's AJ Kulatunga. Thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.